Welcome to Backstage with Richard Ridge. Disney's hit musical Frozen continues to dazzle audiences at the St. James Theater, and they're getting ready to celebrate their second anniversary on March 22nd. And they've just welcomed a new Anna, Elsa, and Hans. And I caught up with them here at the legendary Sardi's. Please welcome Ciara, Renee, McKenzie Kurtz, and Ryan McCartan. So here we are at Sardi's. I have all three of you from Frozen.
Yes!
The family. So you all went into the show. What did you say?
I said minus him.
I tried to marry in. Almost. Almost part of the family.
So you all went into the show together?
Yes.
The same performance?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about that first performance. What do you each remember about that first time on? And did it make it easier going into the show as a trio?
I don't remember anything. I blacked out.
Well, homegirl.
Yes, it was my Broadway
It was
debut.
her Broadway
Yes,
debut.
welcome.
Thank you. It was wild. It was crazy. I also really kind of blacked out.
Yeah.
And then, but everybody did tell me,
Yeah.
you were the first person to tell me, make sure you find a moment for yourself and just take it in, really appreciate it. And I did. And I got really emotional, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
it was
it was beautiful. I think after Let It Go, I was like,
I could let it go.
I think I whooped for myself after I went woo afterwards.
Yes, you did.
Did it? All right.
I got it. I got through it.
I got through it.
Yeah.
And that was that. Yeah. What about you, Ryan?
I don't know, man. It was incredible. So what I will say is, the only other show that I've been put into, I was alone. And that was isolating. Having, rehearsing together, going in together, it was really helpful
Really
and felt
lovely.
really good. And it sort of echoed down the cast too, because there was, I think, a bit more of an awareness, because there were four of us. Ellen was going in as well. There were four of us going in instead of just one, and so everyone kind of I felt really supported.
Yeah, I think this is a different situation, I feel like, than I've had previously replacing, especially because we were also making the changes to the show, the ones that they'd implemented on the tour. So we got to re-tech with all of the cast, and meet
So
everybody,
helpful.
which was really, really
And
nice.
nice.
To have that bond before we just have a put it in and get thrown in, It
Well,
was
and
so,
to get our reps in,
Yeah.
we got a
Yes.
lot of reps in,
We did.
which was
which
very unique.
yeah.
Well, like you said, it was interesting because you're actually doing a brand new version with all the
Right.
changes. What are the changes?
Well,
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Let me tell you. No, I mean, I think some things were trimmed, but I think I guess the biggest change is that there's a new song for Anna and Elsa in Act 2. It replaces, for the first time in forever, Reprise.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of, I think the reason they put it in, what we've kind of spoken about, is that they wanted to strengthen the audience's understanding of the bond between the two sisters, and also how they're saying the same thing to each other but at odds, and how that can be possible in any relationship. And you really get to see their frustration with each other and the circumstances and the love for each other and how hard it is to have been separated in the way that they were.
That's got to be so exciting. Like I said, going in the four of you going in, but also going in with all these new changes. So the whole company was sort of on the same page as you were.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were superstars with those changes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're rehearsing during the day with us, and then also during the
different
show,
show at night.
continuing to do a different show, 8 times a week
Yeah.
at the same time. So we're so grateful and appreciative that we got to work with them in that way.
Okay, these are such coveted roles. I'm sure everybody in the world wanted to be in your, sitting in these seats. What was your callback like? Were you two teamed up together?
So I actually was cast first. I had read with some other Annas, and then they had another round, and then I got to come in actually knowing that I was already cast to read with McKenzie and several other women. Yeah, so it was lovely.
Yeah, and I didn't know she was cast, and then she shows up, and I was like, oh my
Stop it.
no, seriously, yes. And so that was so cool. So yeah, she came in for my final callback, and we read together.
Yeah.
You must have known when the two of you were teamed up, you're like, yeah, we make a really good team.
Oh, absolutely.
I was hoping.
I just remember the one thing, because auditions can be foggy and stuff after time, but the one thing that I remember is her first line out of the gate, everyone giggled. Like, it was just like this, everyone was just so in with you already. And I was like, I had one of those, but I was reading with her and I couldn't, you know, I had to have the stoic face like they have.
Yes.
It was a cool experience, but it was like, oh, okay, I hope I'm like setting you up good, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. I guess it worked out.
What was your final callback like?
Well, yeah, the bizarre. We never read together. Like they just kind of cast me. I don't really know what like the lineage was of when I was cast or how that all happened. We never got to read together, and I'm just gonna full on brag on this for a second. Our chemistry. Like, it's lit. She's really, really good, and like we like each other a lot.
Yeah, we
and
got
like,
so lucky.
Yeah, and it's so fun. It's so fun, and
We're silly.
we're silly. Yeah, but like there's something about the way that our Hans and Anna get off at the beginning. Like she's like so smiley, and there's so much amazing natural bubbly energy there that I just like immediately copied of sort of like, okay, this will kind of be my Hans, and this will be like how he gets on her level. And there's something that makes his evil turn so satisfying then, because it's literally as if the audience forgets, because like we're just like so in love at the top. Which again is just, it's crazy that we were able to form that considering we'd never met before this.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of risky, bro. Like
That's what it is.
you know,
It's risky.
a little bit.
Risk
Like
paid
what if
off,
we had
baby.
no chemistry at all? How would that work?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nobody does it better than Disney. No one does shows
Girl.
better than Disney. What's it like being a part of the Disney family? I mean, you're in Frozen. You're right next door. We're here at Sardi's. The St. James is right next door.
Cool.
I've been dreaming of this stuff. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, this is my second time being a part of the Disney World, because I also did Esmeralda.
Sure.
And that was a beautiful experience as well. I like we've said, you know, it's very supportive. We feel very supported and taken care of, and it's also big and beautiful and magical. And the way that we get to affect audiences every night is just stellar. You know, I've done, you know, a couple of stage doors now, and this is already definitely the brightest, happiest, you know, just the energy that you get from people is so astounding and so fun. It's a great pick-me-up after you're like tired, you just did this whole show, but you go out there and everyone is just ripping and roaring and so excited. I mean, that's a beautiful thing, and it's very Disney.
It's so nice to have just a supportive community. Our friends from Lion King and Aladdin came to our put-in and cheered us on,
Yes, they
and
did.
our friends at Disney Theatricals. So that it's everyone is so lovely, so welcoming. I've just felt nothing but love the whole time. It's been fantastic.
It's cool for me because I've worked for Disney Channel. I worked with Radio Disney. Little known fact, I worked at Disneyland for a second.
Did you?
With Ryder.
Wow.
And I was also the Sebastian the Crab puppet. I did a lot of it. That's I'm sure it's on YouTube. But
Find it.
and now
we're gonna find this.
Now to work with
Yes.
Disney on Broadway.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just kind of an elevation about the work that Disney does across the board. I've realized. I mean, it's just sort of, they never get it wrong. I mean, I don't know. It's wild, and they treat you right, you know, and they care about the human behind the performance every time, you know, and that's pretty dope.
That's dope.
Because I had to Tom Schumacher last week. He loves you all.
I love
He loves you all, just so you know that. The first time you saw yourself like done up in full, like, you know, Elsa, Anna, Hans, like that first time you were in front of the mirror, what went through your mind? I mean, these are iconic, you know, you're like, I'm playing these roles.
It was so surreal.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. When was it? I'm trying to think. It was
Like when we
January.
had all of the elements together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the photo shoot?
Well, I think the
Was it 2
photo
days
shoot.
ago?
Yeah, that
Was it
was-
5 weeks ago?
Truly.
What
Who
is
knows?
time?
Truly.
What is time?
But yeah, it
I
was
guess
so
the photo
cool.
shoot.
It was just
Yeah. I mean, it was really cool to have this like big blonde wig on, which is a way I've never really seen myself. I've had blonde wigs, but not like this. And then obviously to have like the most bedazzled dress that I've ever worn, and you know, I think it was really powerful and like just a beautiful moment. And all I could think of was like, I can't wait to show my mom.
Yeah, same.
I'm so
Same.
excited.
Yeah. Just the costumes and like the ball gown, how grand everything is. It was incredible to try that on and see myself in the red hair for the first time. I was like, there she is. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's hard in this life to go an entire life without at least once dreaming about being a Disney princess or a Disney prince, and to actually see yourself as one is wild.
Yeah. But then you get to meet the fans that come to this show. They're actually theater goers that come to your show. I mean, many are coming for the very first time, and you're changing their lives. I mean, they're seeing you play Elsa. You know, that must mean the world to you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like, you know, being able to connect with audiences is really the thing that I love most about what I do, doing live theater as opposed to like TV or film or something like that. But it is especially powerful knowing that I am, you know, representing, you know, for young women of color and people of color everywhere, and in a really positive way. You know, she's an empowered queen. That's an incredible thing for these young people to see, and, you know, hopefully makes them feel like anything is possible and that it's okay for them to step into their power and accept who they are.
Beautiful. For you?
I mean, it's amazing to be able to tell this story that's focused on two women who it's very empowering for women all over, and some of these women and young girls who come and they say, this is my first Broadway show. It means the world to hear that and to know that we were a part of their first experience. It's not lost on us at all. I appreciate it so much, and it's incredible. Yeah.
Disney has a history of doing a really good job of being able to take their movies and put them on stage and having them be different, you know, because I think they have to be commercially and artistically viable. But when you do that, because the theater is such an extreme medium, the darker corners of the story get a little bit darker. The brighter sides of the story get a little bit brighter. And the kids that are watching are really impressionable. But there's no fear about showing them shame. There's no fear about showing them a villain that isn't, you know, a dragon. It's a man. It's a human being who does a bad thing. And then on the flip side, you know, the magic inside of you is not bad. It's beautiful. You know, the love of your family is enough to climb a mountain for. These lessons that are really important for impressionable young kids and grown adults alike to hear and experience, to be responsible with and for that, is a high honor, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, the show's getting ready to celebrate its second anniversary on Broadway. People fly in from every country, every language. I mean, I walk by the St. James Theater, I see families, you know, that don't speak English, but every nationality and every demographic, and they're so thrilled to be coming to Frozen. I mean, that must make you so excited, too.
Truly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like honored and so moved when people are like, I came all the way from Australia just for this, or I came from Japan, or I came from wherever, you know, and you're like, oh, okay, thank you, wow, thank you so much.
Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's
incredible.
amazing.
Yeah.
To be a part of something with a built-in global fan
Yeah.
base
Yeah.
is, I mean, it's kind of indescribable.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's
Is there
kind
a
of
go-to
unbelievable.
dressing room that you hang out in? Who
Well,
arrives to
it's-
the theater first? Who gets there first?
It's probably me.
Okay.
Did you get there first?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of sequestered from you all because they're on
That's
the first and
true.
second floor. I'm all the way on the fifth floor. So
Okay.
I go all the way up there and I don't really know what happens underneath. I don't. I'm up there and because then Hans doesn't enter for a half hour.
Don't act like I don't come see you though.
You do.
Yeah.
I can
I'm
say
not
hi.
acting like. I'm not acting like you don't come see me. And also, but I think the reindeer dressing room is where it pops off.
This
It
is
really
true.
is.
Then
It
Okay.
really
That's
is.
the
That's,
room.
that's the room.
That's the room.
That's
That
where it
is
pops
really
off.
the room.
It
No,
is.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where we all meet in the middle. A
Okay.
nice compromise.
Exactly.
A little fourth floor moment.
Yes.
It's not really a compromise.
I
We
know.
have to come so far to you.
But you all run there.
Yes.
You know, You have these incredible careers, all of you. You're starting your Broadway career. I mean, what was that defining moment for each of you when you said, I have to be an actor, I have to be in this business? Was it a defining moment for each of you?
I mean, I always wanted to be a singer.
Yeah.
I thought that's what I was doing. That was like my trajectory. I was like working with a producer in high school. I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write songs and be a singer. And then I did the High School Musical, and I was like, oh, never mind. I'm going to go to school for this, I guess. Bye. So I think, doing, what was the show actually? We did Producers. That was my like first High School Musical, but then the one that like really solidified it for me was Smokey Joe's.
Yeah.
I loved that show. I loved watching it. The version that they filmed, it was amazing. And I just loved being someone other than myself and being able to step into someone else's shoes and tell a really cool story and sing really awesome songs. And I just kind of jumped in after that and did as many shows as I possibly could.
Yeah.
I was, I think, 7 years old on a cruise with my family, and I entered into a talent show on the cruise ship, and a little girl sang The Rainbow Connection and won the talent show, and I went up to her after and I said, what do? Do you sing? Are you an actor? What is it? She goes, oh, no, I do musical theater. And I said, Mom, I need to do this.
Yeah.
And then since then, 8 years old, I just started doing shows in my community, and then did it in high school and went to college for it and just fell in love with it. Yeah.
Did you ever
the
connect
rainbow,
with that girl? Does she
I
know
wish.
that she's the reason?
I don't know where she is.
Hopefully
We
she'll
need to
watch us
find
at
her.
BroadwayWorld and she'll come
Rainbow
back.
Connection girl.
Make the connection.
Girl, make the connection.
No, guys.
Totally.
It's so good.
But yeah.
Ryan, for you, that defining moment.
Man, I don't know. I mean, my life is sort of evidence of the idea that, that which you resist persists, because
Yeah.
I was like, nah, too risky. My dad was an educator. I was like, I'll go be an English teacher, and I kept resisting it. And the more I resisted it, the more obvious it was that I had to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I came to New York and participated in the Jimmy Awards and won the whole thing. And I was just sort of like, they give you the trophy and they say, make a speech. And you're like, what? Like, they never tell you you're going to make a speech. They never tell, like, it's all happening real time. And I just went in front of the microphone and I was like, this represents a promise that I have to do this. And I genuinely, I don't know what my life would be if that didn't happen. But because it did, I will do this or die trying, like, period.
That's beautiful. What's the last thing each of you do before you step on stage at the St. James in Frozen?
20 push-ups.
Do you really?
I'm getting my muscles warm to lift that 30-pound dress over my shoulder, girl.
Yes. We see each other right
We
before
do.
we walk on,
Yeah.
and so I think we chat, and I normally will just like say a little prayer and then walk on.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk to each other a little bit, and then I'm normally vocalizing any minute that I'm not on stage. I'm doing. That is what I'm doing.
Girl, I heard it from, I was on
It's like
stage and you were
Ciara.
off stage, and I heard you.
I hear you guys too. So
No, that wasn't a dig. I'm just saying, like, I know
but-
you're vocal. I know.
that's me. I'm always
Oh, you
loves
have
us.
different
I'm
vocalises, right?
flipping or sissing or shh or lip trilling, whatever. Yes, keeping it warm.
What's your vocal warm-up beforehand?
A lip trill.
You love me a lip
I
trill.
love a lip trill. What about you?
I'm usually just belting pop tunes in the stairwell
Yeah.
to warm up. Literally, that's
Oh,
it.
that's you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Finally, Frozen is about so many wonderful things, this musical. It's also about dreams and living your dreams. If you could sum up the best part of the experience of being in Frozen, what's it for each of you? I know it's new.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there is sort of a part of me that wonders if I don't know what the best part is yet.
Yeah.
But that's a cop-out answer, so I'll think about it.
What about you?
Like, the best part right now, being a part of this wonderful show of Frozen.
This might be corny, but just the people.
Yeah.
Right now, that's what I go into work every day, and I'm excited to see you guys and everyone we work with and growing those relationships. And it's all so new for me, and I'm like, I don't think, honestly, it will wear off. I am so excited just to be a part of this company and this show. I don't know. That was a broad.
No, that's
answer,
great.
but-
No, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the best part, like I said before, is just always being able to connect with the audience.
Yeah.
You know, and to meet people afterwards who do say, like, this is my first show, or I came from far away, or this thing moved me, or it's so amazing to see a strong woman. You know, all of those things. It's really great. And even to connect with people on social media about it, like, all of that feels really, really wonderful.
Yeah. Ryan, for you.
I think, you know, because I'm in my dressing room when they make the announcement at the beginning of the show, and you know, it's open your candy and turn off your cell phones, but then they say, and we would like to extend a special welcome to anyone who's here at their first Broadway show, and may this be, you know, the journey of lifetime Broadway. I don't know what they say, but it's really nice. And that reminder, I think, really sticks with me for this show. Just sort of like the understanding, yes, of the audience, but of the young audience. That, like, if we do our job right, these people might be patrons of theater and of Broadway for the rest of their lives because of what we did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that feeling
Yeah.
of, like, being at the top of your game, at the top of your craft, and potentially changing all those lives. You know, it's kind of an echo of what you said. That's a really powerful thing to experience every day.
Well, the three of you are the best at what you do. Thank you for sitting with me today.
Thank
You two, welcome back to Broadway, and you welcome to Broadway
Thank
at Frozen.
you. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.